Welcome to our channel. Today, we embark on a journey to unravel one of the most dynamic and versatile tenses in the English language, the present continuous. The present continuous tense, also known as the present progressive tense, is used to describe actions that are happening at the moment of speaking or actions that are currently in progress. Let's start with the basics. First, let's break down the form of the present continuous tense. In the affirmative form, the present tense of the verb to be, am or is or are, is followed by the base form of the main verb plus the ing suffix. Here's the basic structure. Subject followed by the present tense of to be, am or is or are, followed by the base form of verb plus ing. For example, I am walking to the store. She is reading a book. They are watching a movie. In these sentences, am, is, and are the present tense forms of the verb to be, and walking, reading, and watching are the base forms of the main verbs, each followed by ing to indicate continuous action in the present. To form the negative of the present continuous tense, we use the present tense of the verb to be, am not, or is not, or are not, followed by the base form of the main verb with the ing suffix. The basic structure for the negative form is subject followed by the present tense of to be, am not, or is not, or are not, followed by the base form of verb plus ing. For example, I am not walking to the store. She is not reading a book. They are not watching a movie. In these sentences, am not, is not, and are not indicate the negative form of the present tense of to be, and the base form of the main verb is followed by ing to indicate continuous action in the present. To form questions in the present continuous tense, we invert the subject and the present tense of the verb to be, am or is or are. Then, we add the base form of the main verb with the ing suffix. The basic structure for the question form is present tense of to be, am or is or are, followed by subject, followed by the base form of verb plus ing, followed by a question mark. For example, am I walking to the store? Is she reading a book? Are they watching a movie? In these sentences, the present tense forms of to be, am or is or are come before the subject to form questions. The base form of the main verb is followed by ing to indicate continuous action in the present, and each question ends with a question mark. Now, let's explore some common uses of the present continuous tense. Firstly, it's used to describe actions happening at the moment of speaking or around the present time. This tense emphasizes that the action or situation is temporary or ongoing, and it may include actions or situations that began before the moment of speaking, are happening during the moment of speaking, or are expected to continue after the moment of speaking. Here are some examples to illustrate the use of present continuous for temporary situations. She is reading a book. In this sentence, is reading is the present continuous tense, indicating an action that is happening at the current moment. Another example, are you eating dinner? Here, are eating is the present continuous tense used in a question form to ask about an action happening at the present moment. In each of these examples, the present continuous tense is used to convey that the action or situation is temporary or ongoing around the present moment. It helps to emphasize the current relevance or immediacy of the action or situation. As shown in the timeline, the action of reading is occurring right now. Also, the question, "Are you eating dinner?" is asking if the action of eating dinner is happening right now. Here, the present continuous is used to indicate an ongoing action and emphasize the immediacy of the activity. Another usage for present continuous is that the present continuous tense is used to indicate actions that are recurring or repeated around the present time. This usage suggests that the action is ongoing, habitual, or characteristic of the present period. Here are some examples to illustrate this usage. I'm often seeing him at the gym in the evenings. In this example, the present continuous am seeing indicates that the speaker frequently encounters him at the gym during the evenings, suggesting a habitual occurrence around the present time. I am studying Spanish every evening. In this sentence, the action of studying Spanish is described as recurring or habitual. The present continuous tense, am studying, indicates that the action is ongoing around the present time and happens regularly in the evenings. She is practicing the piano every Saturday. Here, the action of practicing the piano is depicted as a repeated activity. The present continuous tense, is practicing, indicates that she is currently engaged in this habitual action, which occurs regularly on Saturdays. In these examples, the present continuous tense is used to describe actions that are not necessarily happening at the exact moment of speaking, but are characteristic of the present period due to their recurring or habitual nature. We also use the present continuous to talk about developments and changes. The present continuous tense can be used to describe developments and changes that are currently unfolding or in progress. This usage conveys the idea that something is happening or evolving at the present moment, rather than being a permanent or habitual state. Here are some examples to illustrate this usage. The company is expanding its operations into new markets. In this sentence, the present continuous is expanding, indicates that the expansion of the company's operations is currently happening. It suggests ongoing development or growth. She's learning to play the guitar. Here, the present continuous is learning, suggests that she is currently in the process of acquiring the skill of playing the guitar. It implies ongoing development or progress. And see this example. The climate is changing rapidly due to global warming. This sentence uses the present continuous is changing to indicate that the climate is currently undergoing rapid changes as a result of global warming. It highlights the ongoing nature of the transformation. He's becoming more confident in his public speaking abilities. In this example, the present continuous is becoming suggests that he is currently experiencing an increase in confidence in his public speaking skills. It denotes a developing or evolving change. In these examples, the present continuous tense is used to describe ongoing developments or changes, emphasizing that these processes are happening at the present time. It allows speakers to convey the dynamic nature of evolving situations or states. The present continuous is often used to make complaints and criticisms. The present continuous tense is frequently employed to express complaints or criticisms about ongoing actions or situations. When used in this context, it emphasizes the immediacy and frustration of the situation. Notice using always, constantly, and similar words with this structure. Here are some examples. He's always borrowing my things without asking. This complaint suggests ongoing annoyance about the person's habit of borrowing things without permission. She's constantly talking during class. This criticism indicates ongoing frustration with the person's behavior of talking while the class is in session. Another example. They're forever making noise late at night. This complaint emphasizes the ongoing disturbance caused by the noise, indicating frustration with the recurring behavior. She's always interrupting me when I'm speaking. This complaint highlights ongoing irritation with the person's tendency to interrupt conversations. In each of these examples, the present continuous tense is used to convey complaints or criticisms about recurring actions or behaviors that are currently happening and causing frustration or annoyance. But some verbs are rarely or never used in progressive forms. Many of these verbs refer to states rather than actions. Here are some of the most common ones: believe, feel, hate, Hear, know, like love, prefer, recognize, regret, remember, see, smell, suppose, taste, think, agree, seem, cost, need, and appear. However, some of these verbs may occasionally be used in progressive forms, especially to emphasize the idea of change, development, or novelty. For example, he's gradually hating the new policy more and more. I'm finally seeing the benefits of regular exercise. Another example, the situation is appearing more complex. Smell and taste can be progressive when we are talking about investigating or discerning something. Here are some examples. They're smelling the perfume samples at the store. This sentence describes people who are actively engaging their sense of smell by sniffing perfume samples at the store. They are using this sensory experience to evaluate or choose a perfume. And see this example. She's tasting the sauce to see if it needs more salt. This indicates a current action of sampling the sauce to determine if it requires additional salt. In all these examples, the verbs smell and taste are used in a progressive sense, indicating an ongoing or deliberate action of using these senses to explore or evaluate something. See can be progressive when it means meet. For example, I'm seeing my friend for lunch tomorrow. And there you have it, folks. You've now unlocked the secrets of the present continuous tense, empowering you to express yourself with clarity and precision in English. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more language learning tips and tricks. Until next time, happy learning!